We welcome you back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV, presented by Verilux Lenses. Alex Faust, Ryan Spilborghs, Trisha Whitaker here with you at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Two teams in desperate need of a win. And J.J. Bleday, a big story for Cincinnati this year. Promoted to the big club on April 26, began the year in AAA. Remember, non-tendered by the Athletics last year. But he's been great and a great fit for Cincinnati. Down the field with Trisha Whitaker.
All right, JJ, you had a home run on Wednesday. Tito was telling me about how with this group, it's not like pulling teeth trying to get you guys to work hard in the midst of a tough stretch. What's your faith and confidence level in this group?
Great right now. You know, we've been getting on base. You know, right there, that's tough as it is. So if we can just continue to push through and stack at bats, we're going to come out on top.
Tito also told us you got some great news on Elly De La Cruz. He's at 90%. Tito said he had to stop him from trying to play today. How encouraging is that for this group?
That's great. I mean, Elly's the face of this franchise. He shows up ready to play every day, and we can't wait to get him back.
All right, have fun tonight. We appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Trisha. Bleday, one of the bright spots for the Reds, and a redemption story. First, a look at the Diamondbacks as starting lineups are presented by BetMGM. Diamondbacks featuring Ketel Marte, 8 homers in his last 20 games at Great American Ballpark, and he leads things off for the Snakes. Arizona, one of 4 teams within a game and a half of the final wild card spot. Nick Lodolo will toe the rubber for the Reds here tonight. His 7th start of the year. Only once, though, Spilly, has he held opponents to 2 runs or fewer this year.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Nick Lodolo, the big 6'6" lefty drafted by the Reds out of TCU. So let's spill the beans on him. Let's talk about getting nasty. How will he put hitters away? We've seen a big drop-off of strikeout percentages in the last couple of years. How is he going to put hitters away? The fastball, 4-seam and 2-seam has not been working for him. And the Great American Big Park. He has not pitched well out here historically. 6 consecutive starts he's had with a home run. He's trying to limit the home run here at this ballpark. StatCast is powered by Google Cloud. Give you an idea of what he's working with. It's a low arm slot. Reminds me a lot of watching Chris Sale, but he doesn't get the Chris Sale results. The 4-seam, the league's hitting .321. The sinker, .429. It's all about the changeup and curveball, but how do you get to that pitch? You have to use your fastball.
Cincinnati Reds, who led the NL Central on May 1st, but now sit in last. The Arizona Diamondbacks, who dropped out of a playoff spot this week. They've lost 10 of 13 entering today as Lodolo goes to work and delivers a first pitch on the corner to Marte. We're underway. 2 southpaws going head-to-head today between Lodolo and Rodriguez. As Marte fouls this straight back, it's 0-2 quickly. The Diamondbacks leadoff man.
The thing with Ketel Marte, we know how good of a hitter he is, but against lefties, he absolutely rakes. 826 OPS. This is his strong side.
Oh.
It's been hot and cold for Marte this year, the 3-time All-Star. As Lodolo spikes this one in the dirt. Only 3 extra base hits since May 27th. Now, a couple of those were homers. Had that walk-off homer against the Dodgers on June 4th. But since that series against LA, no homers since, and only 4 total hits. And Marte is fanned to begin the night. Let's dive into the weather report presented by Ricola. 82 degrees. Turned out to be a beautiful day. A little overcast and humid earlier, but it is cleared up. Wind blowing out to right. And that's good news for Corbin Carroll, who has also been terrific against left-handed pitching. The reverse splits have been staggering for Carroll this year.
Yeah, no question. .410 batting average, 1152 OPS left on left. And with Corbin Carroll, I mean, we hear it from Torey Lovullo every year. He comes into the office on the way out and has a list of things he wants to improve upon and does it. Left on left was one of those. Just a special player. Everything he does is methodical. How he trains, you can find him just based on the time of day exactly where he needs to be.
Carroll sticks the bat head out there. Flare in a left center. That will drop. And Carroll is aboard. Another hit against a lefty. And as we talked about earlier, when Carroll is going and Marte is going at the same time, that's usually a winning formula.
Well, this is a little off-speed pitch away from him, but because Corbin keeps that front side closed, and I think in his mind he's thinking left center gap, he's able to extend the barrel and just put it into play. Now, Corbin's not stealing bases at as high of a clip as he used to.
30-30 season last year, just 7 stolen bases on the season as Gabriel Moreno takes a strike. Wicked speed for Carroll, as we know.
I think part of it too with Corbin Carroll not trying to steal 50 bags is it takes a lot of toll on your body, and I think for Corbin and this Diamondbacks team, you're like, hey, go first to third, get your triples, but let's pace ourselves when it comes to stealing bags. Take them when you can, but it's not your main focus.
He plays with his hair on fire.
Of course.
That's what makes him so much fun to watch. As Moreno fights off this fastball on the hands. As we take a look at the Reds defense with rookie Blake Dunn in left. Spencer Steer continues to move around. He's playing at second. Matt McLean is in for the injured Ellie De La Cruz once again at short. Sal Stewart at first. Moreno tied in a knot. And it's a couple of Ks for Lodolo in the first.
So far, so good with Lodolo. He's getting to the curveball. There's that low arm slot. Perfect pitch, execution, back foot. Already 2 punch outs. And this Diamondbacks team, I mean, first inning, they do not score in the first. They've only scored 26 runs. That's the fewest in baseball.
Behind 0-1. You know, circling back to that discussion about stolen bases, Arizona as a team only 1 stolen base since May 29th.
Ball.
When you talk about lack of production and where this team is at right now, maybe they do need to be more aggressive. Maybe they do need to take more chances. Is that a read that you have?
Sure, but they have to get on base to steal those bags. Ball. If you've ever heard me during a Diamondbacks game, I love Dave McKay at first base. He is the best first base coach in baseball, and that's not discrediting anybody else. Dave is just the best.
There goes Carroll. Arenado swings and misses. Throw is spiked off the mound. And Carroll is at second.
You can hear home plate umpire Alex McKay is laughing with Tyler Stevenson, and Stevenson spikes that baseball. Nolan did not get in the way of the throw, so that's why you see the safe, no interference.
Ooh, look out. Carroll now in scoring position. Arizona, there are 2 games they got shut out to finish it. Just terrible series against the Marlins. They were 0 for 16 with runners in scoring position over those 2 games.
That has been a huge problem, not only for the Diamondbacks, but for the Cincinnati Reds, is hitting with runners in scoring position.
Arenado with a fly ball. Tough Sunfield right now for Dane Myers. He has a beat on it and makes the catch to end the inning. Lodolo with a couple of Ks, and the Reds will come to bat. MGM, the Reds featuring Eugenio Suarez. .981 career OPS against the D-backs. That is the highest against any NL opponents. Eduardo Rodriguez will start for the Diamondbacks, seeking his 100th career win tonight.
Pretty incredible, especially given all the injuries he's gone through the last couple years. And I loved what Tricia did when she talked about Eduardo. I loved hearing from Torey Lovullo saying, I think he's putting together an all-star first half.
2.15 ERA his last 8 starts. Dane Myers to lead things off for the Reds. Only the 6th time this year he's done that, as he shows bunt, pulls back, and takes strike 1. Hits in 5 in a row. And Cincinnati continuing to shake up their order.
Yeah, there's been no stability with the lineup lately. I mean, Matt McClain has bounced around from leadoff to middle of the lineup to batting 9th today. They're just trying to kickstart this offense without Ellie. Ball. And it was heartbreak. It was an awful road trip from the standpoint that there was a bunch of games that the Reds had a chance to win, and they lost them late.
Swept by the Cardinals, lost 2 of 3 to the Padres. Spill the beans here on Eduardo Rodriguez.
Well, a big change. His changeup has been an absolute weapon this year. A little change in arm slot. We'll get into that. And spitting venom. Torey Lovullo challenged this starting group.
Ball that's inside.
To get at least 18 to 21 outs. And Eduardo's been at the front of that charge. So we'll see how deep Eduardo can get it to the game tonight.
This pitch is fouled straight back. Fastball. Myers gets a piece of. Rodriguez and his resurgence has been a great story. Of course, had that epic start in the final of the World Baseball Classic for the Venezuelan team that beat the U.S. 4 1/3 shutout innings, only 1 hit.
Oh yeah, I was there for that, and Eduardo came out of that game hot. I mean, he was touching 95.
Myers working the count. And he draws a leadoff walk. You know, you mentioned the arm slot for Eduardo Rodriguez. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. What do you mean by that?
So for Eduardo, he's raised it. So he's now on top of the baseball much better, which gives you better carry through the strike zone with all your different pitches. And to give you an idea, 2022, 34 degrees, it's all the way up to 43. So what does that tell me? Number 1, he's healthy. Number 2, that higher arm slot is creating the depth for the curveball, the 4-seam fastball, and his changeup. They all work together.
J.J. Bleday here. Since his recall from AAA, 2nd most extra base hits in the National League, behind only Rafi Devers. It's been a great story. Non-tendered by the A's, really struggled when they relocated to Sacramento, but has been a perfect fit here. There goes Myers from first, pitch low and away, throw to second, not in time. Myers has his 5th stolen base of the year. And Cincinnati already causing a little havoc here.
Well, you have to just get some offense going. Great read from Dane, looks inside really quick. Snap throw, good tag from Gerardo at second. Made it really close.
.56 stolen bases now for the Reds. Bleday taps this foul.
I had a chance to talk with Chris Valleca, the hitting coach for the Cincinnati Reds, and I was like, hey, what's the biggest change for J.J. Bleday? He said he could have made the team out of spring training, but with Nathaniel Lowe as that non-tender, and they didn't want to lose him, they added him to the roster. He goes down to AAA, rakes, but the biggest thing he did to change up was where he was hitting the fastball. He was allowing the ball to travel deeper. And part of the reason why we think he struggled in Sacramento, he was pull happy, trying to hit homers in a ballpark that was wide open, and I think he was trying to have that contact point way out in front.
Whew.
They could use his production right now, as we've talked about, and as has been just a relentless story here in Cincinnati. Where will they get offense with Ellie De La Cruz still unavailable? And as we heard from Terry Francona earlier today, the timetable looks good. He's itching to get back in. Tricia mentioned it downstairs that he was saying, you know, I think I can play today. Well, okay, wait a second. It's okay. Take your time.
Strike 3.
It's going to be a challenge here from Blade. That pitch looked low.
The pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging.
And if he is correct, and that'll be back-to-back walks for Rodriguez to begin the day.
Call is overturned. Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And Rodriguez has issued back-to-back walks to begin this start.
Yeah, not a good start for Erod, but at the same time, he does have the ability to use his changeup to get the ground ball.
It's the 43rd batter overturn challenge by the Reds, most in baseball.
Just like the Diamondbacks, the Cincinnati Reds are one of the worst teams in baseball scoring runs in the first inning.
Ball.
Sal Stewart, one of the early favorites here for National League Rookie of the Year.
Ball. The pitcher is challenging.
Eduardo Rodriguez wants a word.
Well, I saw Gabby touch his cap. They get it right.
The call is overturned. Arizona has 2 challenges remaining.
Another ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Talked about it to start the day. Sal Stewart being leaned on in the 11th inning Tuesday against the Padres. Only win of this 3-game set. Boy, do they need that one.
Yeah, it was a huge swing for Sal. 13th homer of the year for him. It barely snuck out. Welcome to San Diego.
What can he do here? With 2 aboard and nobody out. And an 0-2 count.
And we got a chance to see him in Pittsburgh about a month ago when he was just starting to struggle. And what the league was doing was throwing a lot of fastballs in, off speed away, and they threw him off. So we saw the numbers in May just drop down drastically for Sal. You really have to let the fastball almost beat you, because that's the only way out of it.
Leading all rookies in runs batted in this year, now leading this Reds team with 42 on the season. 0-2 pitch, low and in. Rodriguez touching 94 with the fastball. Myers at second, Blade at first. Rodriguez scuffling in this first inning.
You always want to get a starter in the first inning. That's where they're trying to figure out release point, what pitches they can command, kind of settle in. The Reds cannot let Eduardo off the hook in this first inning.
Count runs full.
Curious what Rodriguez will go in a 3-2 count. His best pitch is the changeup, but you can't afford to walk.
Step off and a reset. Feels like a big pitch already.
It's huge.
Here comes the payoff. It's fouled off.
Yeah, I'm going to call that a strike.
Hear the batter umpire communication back there, Alex McKay.
Yeah, but what I like what Sal did is, you heard I was saying, you got to back up the fastball, back it up. Because now you can hit your off-speed pitches and pull it no problem.
Another payoff. And another foul ball.
Sal, I like the approach so far. He's been spoiling the fastballs on the right side of the field. If he gets one fastball middle and up, he can do some damage with it.
First inning has been the worst one for Rodriguez this year. Another foul ball. Great at bat from Stewart. An ERA of 6.23 in the first inning of his starts this year for Rodriguez. Once he's through the first, he's home free. Stewart pops it up. Foul ground, left side. It's going to curl back fair. And in to make the catch is the rookie Ryan Waldschmidt. Big first out for Eduardo Rodriguez.
It is a huge out. So he goes fastball this time. Sal Stewart cheating, and he just missed it. Look at his face. He knew he was going to get a fastball, tried to get the head out, and missed it by a grain.
Still 2 aboard, and Spencer Steer at the plate. You talk about the shakeups that have occurred for Cincinnati. A hitless series for Steer against the Cardinals. The Reds got swept and came off the bench Monday. Had a 22-game on-base streak. As soon as that got snapped, he's been in the slump. Steer already with 10 homers, looking for 4 straight seasons of 20 or more. Infield double play depth. And Rodriguez falls behind Steer.
In the case of Steer, I mean, his ability to hit line to line is what stands out. Saw him make his major league debut in Cincinnati a couple of years ago. It happened against the Rocks. Steer lives in Colorado in the offseason. His wife went to school in Colorado. That's where he makes it home.
Look at the defense here for the Diamondbacks. Nolan Arenado at third, the former Colorado Rocky, I should say. And Gabriel Moreno behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike to Steer. That pitch count creeping closer to that magic number of 30 that you so often hear as an inflection point for pitchers.
You want to avoid, I mean, anything over 35 pitches in an inning. If you get close to 40, that's where you'll start to see a bullpen start to warm up. That's the last thing the Diamondbacks want.
Trying a little back pick. Myers was leaning, but a couple disengagements now. Nothing left for Rodriguez to worry about. Here comes the 2-2.
Ball that's inside.
And the count runs full. Rodriguez has yet to even get a swing and miss in this first inning.
Yeah, he's laboring through this first inning. There's no question. He's just kind of spraying the baseball around.
Payoff. Fouled off. Already the 2 walks in his first inning. Rodriguez didn't have 2 in total. his last start of the one before that. What can the Reds do with this golden opportunity early in this game to do some damage?
Ball 4.
That's ball 4, and they're loaded.
I didn't expect to see Brian Kaplan come out. There he is.
I mean, the thing here, Spilly, is that one pitch and he's still out of the inning.
Exactly. And now you get Eduardo against his countrymate and Gino Suarez, who's part of that WBC winning team, and you know they know each other. And Gino is going to try to put a big swing on him. There's no question.
It was Suarez who drove in the winning run of the championship game after Eduardo Rodriguez had the winning start. Eight career Grand Slams. And as much as Rodriguez seemed to benefit from the jump start into the season with the WBC, the opposite has been true for Gino Suarez. He had a month-long oblique injury early this season. It was around the time that he landed on the IL where Cincinnati started to struggle in early May. He homered on Wednesday, has not looked himself for the majority of this season, and he pops this up. Shallow right field. Carroll is in. He'll make the catch. Myers tags and bluffs from third as the throw is cut off. And Suarez is unable to drive the run home.
You can hear groans here in Cincinnati because you get a fly ball to the outfield. Corbin Carroll's not known for his arm strength, but this ballpark is small. It is not deep enough for Dane to take a shot. Now, could you have taken a shot? Sure. But you feel like maybe you have one more opportunity right here with Blake Dunn.
You mentioned it earlier, Spilly. These have been two of the worst teams in runners in scoring position lately. In fact, they are the two worst in the month of June. This is foul. Blake Dunn, rookie who leads the Reds in batting average this season in 27 games.
We're gonna have to check and see if Eduardo has a rabbit hiding under his hat if he gets out of this one.
This would be terrific escape act. Dunn, who's been great early in his career, this was a massive catch.
Huge catch.
Game-saving play to end the eighth inning. And strand a Padres runner at third in their lone win against San Diego this week. Started getting reps in center field in May with TJ Friedel and his struggles and eventual demotion. Until getting an off day Wednesday, had started 18 straight in center.
Oh.
38 pitches in the inning for Eduardo Rodriguez. Cincinnati getting the bases loaded with one out. And they have not been able to scratch across a run.
Bunch of swings this inning for Cincinnati, but not a swing and miss. They have fouled off a lot of pitches, which has forced Eduardo to work.
39 pitches. That's a career high for a first inning. 1-2. Right field, shallow. Carroll charging, makes the catch. Somehow, some way, Eduardo Rodriguez gets out of the first inning. 3 walks, and the Reds leave the bases loaded. On Apple TV is presented by Essilor. Learn more about Verilux XR series and find your local Essilor expert at Essilor.com. And in part by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. Alex Faust, Ryan Spilbergs, Tricia Whitaker here with you. Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. What an escape for Eduardo Rodriguez. And on the other side of things, what a dreadful display from the Reds with 2 on and nobody out and unable to get a run home.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a byproduct of what's going on with Cincinnati. I mean, first and second, nobody out. Sal Stewart, you're not going to bunt there to try to get second and third. Not with your 3-hole hitter. You missed the opportunity to do some damage. You did get a fly ball to right field, but not deep enough to score a run.
One an example of where both teams are at.
It's good to see Eldemaro Vargas back in the lineup. He had a crazy collision with Max Muncy.
Smokes this one foul.
Yeah, about a month ago, this is one of the top hitters in the National League, and then he's somewhat cratered since. And a big reason why he doesn't walk. So everything's always going to be put in play. And if you're not finding holes, you'll watch your batting average just drop.
Vargas with a fly ball. Left center. Myers got a late jump on this, but recovers and makes the catch. Geraldo Perdomo wearing a mic for us here tonight.
Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Sal, welcome back. Wow. Love you too, love you too.
Oh, you want microwave? Oh.
Michael what? Microwave? Hey, Nando. Hey, you heard about that? Hey, you got microwave?
Well, he lays down a bunt. It'll roll foul. Yeah, we know that Geraldo Perdomo is a character, and good to see after a breakout season last year. Silver Slugger, 4th in NL MVP voting.
He really is the heartbeat of this team with the personality, playing shortstop. But his offensive numbers this year, big dip from a season ago. And you know this, when you set the bar really high as a player, you want to repeat it. And then you start to chase those numbers, which is what it feels like Gerardo's doing.
All those ranks, top 5 in the National League, career high in homers, RBI. And you mentioned the walk situation as he fouls this back. He had 11 more walks than strikeouts last year.
But he's still on pace to do the same thing. He still has 4 more walks than punch outs. And he's still a productive player. I mean, he's already a 1-win player this year.
One-two pitch. Line sharply foul. Moved down to the lineup Perdomo last week.
That's crazy. About a month ago, we saw the Diamondbacks take on the Rockies and the Giants, and they went 11-2 in 13 games.
And this is line the other way for a base hit.
What you got on that pitch, Mark?
Perdomo aboard.
And against teams over 500, the Diamondbacks have been less than good. Good looking swing from Gerardo. 2 strikes. Just punch it to right field.
Arizona's Billy very much playing up and down to the competition. 11-24 against teams 500 or above. They're playing a Cincinnati team today that's 3 games under 500. Arizona 23 and 10.
I'm all about it, man. I think it's so good for everybody. I got you.
I love listening into the conversation and communication there behind the plate.
Yeah, Alex McKay is very chatty today. I like it.
Jordan Lawler here. And his third big league season, second full one. Former 6th overall pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Only his second career start today in center field.
But very athletic. I mean, we viewed him as a shortstop, but it's hard to move Gerardo Perdomo from short.
Lawler injured after taking a pitch off the hands there on April 2nd. Broke his wrist.
Yeah, always so disappointing for a young player. Start the season off already on the IL.
Keeping Perdomo close, leading the Diamondbacks in stolen bases with 8 this year. Take a look.
You got to remind yourself, this kid is not even 24 yet.
As you mentioned, came up as an infielder. A couple of disengagements now for Lodolo. See if Perdomo gets a head start. He goes, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Lawler strikes out, but Perdomo has second.
And now 3 punch outs for Nick Lodolo, and the curveball's just been dynamite. Really unique arm slot, a lot of movement. That's why when I watch him, I was like, man, he really does remind me so much of Chris Sale, 6'6", big frame. Sale comes from a little bit lower arm slot.
I'll bring up Blue James Groover, fouls this back. I think there was a lot of optimism a couple years ago around the Cincinnati team and the pitchers they were developing, Lodolo and Hunter Green. And you think, okay, the sky's the limit for this team, but Lodolo hasn't been able to stay healthy. Green hasn't been able to stay healthy. They are hoping that Green returns before long.
That one I got.
James Groover, who picked up his first career big league hit on Saturday.
Always really exciting when you see a guy get a first hit, gets past somebody, you get to watch the wheels fly. Mom and Dad. Groover had to look at Torey Lovullo to find out where his parents were, and Torey pointed right there.
I love that story.
Come out, first base.
Took it off the back foot. And he'll take his base. Take a second or two to shake it off. Took it off the front. Thought it caught his back.
Right off the front foot. It's almost like having a stubbed toe. Just gotta walk it off a little bit, yell at the furniture that you just kicked.
Groover promoted to the big club in Arizona after they optioned Jose Fernandez. And so Ryan Waldschmidt, the rookie, will come to the plate. He has been good against left-handed pitching to start his big league career.
Yeah, but the league has made an adjustment. He has not been able to handle off-speed pitches.
Ball.
Good-looking player. Runs well. Early on, he was hitting for a high average, then the league adjusts.
Scouting report presented by Car Shield. Ryan Waldschmidt, #1 prospect for Arizona entering this season.
I like how the Diamondbacks broadcast team, they've just nicknamed him just like we had Goldie. We now have Waldy.
Goldschmidt, of course, so many years in the desert. Dolo behind the count, and he's up, unable to execute on that pitch. Changeup way outside, 3 balls and a strike. Torey Lovullo liking what he's seeing from his hitters in the early going, working some counts.
Well, he should get a fastball to play with because he doesn't want to face Cattell.
And it's popped up. Right side, Stewart off first, and he's able to make the catch. Couple of runners stranded for Arizona.
Well, the Reds got some very encouraging news today on Elly De La Cruz. He had an MRI, and he is 90% better. He did hit in the cage today, and he did some field work. You can see it on your screen there. He is going to hit on the field tomorrow, and then the Reds are going to reconvene on Sunday and see where he's at. But he is doing very well. Tito Francona told us that it's so encouraging. And he said, listen, Elly actually wanted to play tonight. He said, I had to tell him, no, we got to protect you. But guys, that is such encouraging news for the Reds. Tito went on to tell us how much fun it's been to watch Elly mature through the years. He said he is so much more mature now. He makes that routine play that he needs to, and it has been a blast to watch. So guys, that'll certainly send some positive vibes through the clubhouse right now.
Yeah, Tricia, his performance over the first month was MVP caliber, tailed off a little bit, but if they can get him back on the field, that will be a huge shot in the arm.
I mean, we just saw Kansas City last week, and imagine the Royals without Bobby Witt Jr.
There's a high drive left field. Noelvi Marte. That ball is out of here. After the escape back from Eduardo Rodriguez in the first, he gives up a homer to Noelvi Marte to lead off the second. 1-0 Cincinnati.
It's Marte's first home run this year, first RBI, and a no-doubter. And you're right, Alex. One way that you can get the momentum back after you have bases loaded, 1 out, and you leave the runners out there in the first inning. Just take matters in your own hand. Go Yard.
Ball.
Little changeup. It was just elevated. Elevated changeups go a long way.
After TJ Friedel was sent down, Marte was recalled from AAA Louisville. Solo homer to lead off the second.
Ball.
And after Rodriguez loaded the bases, got into and out of trouble, one swing puts the Reds ahead. Stevenson fouls this off. Cincinnati as a team hitting homers hasn't been an issue. Top 10 in that category. Diamondbacks have given up the first run of a game 43 times, most in the majors.
Strike 3.
That's strike 3 down the pipe to ring up Stevenson. First strikeout of the night for Rodriguez.
That's good to see this swing from Marte. Nice job loading up backside. Will change up maybe 6 miles an hour, but up it almost acts like a BP fastball. And it gives you an idea of just the whip of Marte.
Corners in for Matt McClain. Maybe he is starting to turn a corner. OPS over 1,000 in the month of June.
Ball.
Big struggles with his bat early. He even got healthy scratched mid-April, giving Sal Stewart at the time a turn at second base. And the plethora of foul balls off of Rodriguez continue.
Yeah.
15 foul balls in the first. Now a couple here in the second, continuing to drive up the pitch count. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Back-to-back Ks for Rodriguez. 2 gone.
First inning, here are all the pitches. The most pitches he's thrown in his career. It ends up being 40, 24 for strikes, 16 for balls. He did not have a swing and miss. That's swing and miss for Matt McLean's the first whiff tonight for Eduardo Rodriguez.
That's wild.
Ball.
You can see some of the shadows. I don't remember as a hitter being here that those shadows have any impact on seeing the baseball. My major league debut was here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, you were telling us about that. How'd you do?
I did good. Led the Rockies in hitting in 2005. One game.
Yeah. What was your average?
I was 2 for 4. So,
okay.
Yeah, I hit 500. I was like, why don't they want to call me up?
Ball.
Just a bit of sun peeking through the lower concourse. The entire field in shade now as Rodriguez continues to have some trouble locating the strike zone. .57 pitches, 33 strikes.
Ball 4.
And that's a 5-pitch walk to Myers, the second one Rodriguez has issued to Myers, and the 4th already tonight.
Just no command of his pitches. Fastball, that's a huge miss for a fastball.
There have been underlying causes for concern as Blade swings through this one. A career high in walk rate, a career low in strikeout rate for Eduardo Rodriguez, even with the top line numbers being as good as they are.
We're seeing that with the other starters with the Diamondbacks too. I mean, you look at the last couple starts for Merrill Kelly, not a lot of punch outs. For Zach Gallen, not a lot of punch outs. For Ryan Nelson, not a lot of punch outs.
Ball.
Rodriguez, whose big weapon has been the changeup, using it about a third of the time this year. That's what the breakdown looks like tonight. Nothing has come easily. Blade is challenging this pitch.
The batter is challenging.
Challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Call's overturned. Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
No, Blade's 2 for 2. Well, with the changeup tonight for Eduardo, it's in the strike zone 50% of the time. And we're used to seeing that number much higher than that.
Already at 62 pitches.
That's what happens. I mean, first pitch strike percentage for Eduardo, he's 5 for 10. So 50%. You want to be close to 70%.
This is smacked to left field by Blade. It will be caught with Walshman initially turned around. What a recovery. But the Reds have taken the lead on a Marte home run. is released from prison, and then he begins infiltrating the family of the attorneys who helped him go behind bars in the first place. Cape Fear, starring Javier Bardem and Amy Adams, now streaming on Apple TV.
I'm in on that show.
Yeah.
Very well done. Javier is insane in this show.
I have to add it to my list.
Yeah.
I'm a little behind, as you can imagine. Been a little busy.
Well, you never saw the original Cape Fear with Robert De Niro, so
I did not. No.
I just see it in your face.
Ketel Marte to lead things off for the Snakes here in the third. What an interesting game. Two pitchers who have gotten themselves into and, for the most part, out of trouble. Welfie Marte, the solo homer to lead off the second. The pitch count has been driven up on Eduardo Rodriguez as this fly ball will turn around, done, and will bounce off the left field wall. Leadoff double for Ketel Marte. During the commercial break, Tricia caught up with Terry Francona. Our manager interview is presented by Sage.
All right, Marte, that solo home run. I know you would have liked to come away with something in the bases loaded situation, but how good was that to see? He was just called up last week.
You know, even though we came up empty in the first, we really made him throw a lot of pitches. You're right, it would have been nice to get a couple runs. Marte gets us on the board. Hopefully we can take that and grow with it a little bit.
Bleday is 2 for 2 with challenges this game. You guys have the most overturned challenges by a batter in the league. What's that say?
You know, between Sal and Bleday, they're probably our two most aggressive. Our guys have done a pretty good job with it. I give them a lot of credit. We try not to make them be emotional, and they've done a pretty good job.
Tito, we appreciate the time.
Oh, you got it.
Guys, back to you.
After the leadoff double for Marte, Carroll gets plunked.
So you get the double from Marte, where it just kind of burned done in left field. Now this one catches Corbin right under the shoulder blade.
Two on, nobody out for the Diamondbacks here in the third. This is lined softly on one hop to second. Steer the flip for one. They won't be able to turn two, but they do get an out.
Maybe Corbin's still standing at second base. It looked really close. This is where the speed of Carroll comes into play. Are they going to challenge? Are they going to review it?
Yeah, they're going to challenge.
I mean, from what I saw up here, it looked like he was safe. And I think it's going to get overturned. I mean, really nothing that Spencer Steer can do. Now, Spencer is playing second base. He doesn't play a lot of it.
Replay review powered by Zoom.
Challenging the out call at second base.
This is probably what they're doing in New York as well, scrubbing it backwards, looking at every frame.
I feel like he's safe, Alex.
That's the speed of Corbin Carroll, to your points, Billy.
This is where, yes, you can't steal second base with Ketel Marte at second, but you can still burn first and second.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Arizona will retain their challenge.
So the bases are loaded now with nobody out. And Lodolo is in quite the pickle.
He's not throwing out of the windup, right?
You hear that? They're trying to make sure that they're on the same page. So if he's going to throw from here, it's out of the stretch, not out of the windup.
Nolan Arenado with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Oh.
7 career grand slams. fly ball to left field. This will stay in the yard. Dunn underneath it. Marte tags from third. Carroll will tag from second, and Moreno is safe. Marte scores. Carroll to third. Moreno picks up an extra bag, and now Cincinnati will take a look.
Well, just a clever slide from Gabby Moreno. He ends up doing the swim move. The tag eludes Spencer Steer at second. And that's where the Diamondbacks, from a base running standpoint, here's your opportunity to take advantage. Try to steal an extra 90 feet.
They stole more than that.
Nolan just missed driving one out of this ballpark, and you end up scoring the run. That throw probably should have gone directly to second base, knowing that Corbin Carroll was going to run on you. Keep the double play in order.
An Arizona team that has been desperate for offense, shut out in back-to-back games. They have tied it here in the third as this chopper goes foul from Ildemaro Vargas.
You want some now? You good?
Diamondbacks falling to 500 for the first time since May 18th. Team-wide slump since May 29th, batting under 200 as a club. Manufacturing our first run here tonight as this is popped foul. One more look at all the tag ups here.
So Gabby's listening to Dave McKay saying to go, read it, read it. He just barely made it in.
You all good?
I was just looking at the schedule for the Diamondbacks on May 27th. It was after sweeping the Giants in San Francisco. They left on an off day. They were 31-24.
Ball that's inside.
Both these teams have lost 10 of 13 coming in.
This is where, if you're Nick Lodolo, you look for the punch out. Vargas is tough to strike out. The curveball's been his best weapon.
Ball four.
Instead, it's a walk, putting Vargas at the open base. National League West, Dodgers continue to pace the division, but the Diamondbacks early in the year were making a bit of noise. Now they're just trying to get back in a wild card spot. One of 4 teams within a game and a half of the final wild card spot. Pittsburgh playing Miami. How about the Marlins, who just swept these Diamondbacks? They've put together quite the little winning streak here. They're only 2 games out. Cubs are at the Giants tonight. Nationals, what a run they've been on.
Yeah, best offense in the National League, the Washington Nationals.
They're just outscoring their problems. And in a big way. So with the bases loaded once again, here's Perdomo, who singled his first time and flies one to right. Going to be a tough play from Marte, slicing away from him, and that is barely foul. That did not miss by much.
No. If Marte was able to catch that, Corbin was going to challenge him in right because of the speed. Man, that was like a foot, if not less.
And fly ball even mid outfield. Doesn't even need to be deep.
Well, Marte has a cannon in right field.
Head to head will be fun to see if it does come to pass. Whether Carroll will test him. Oh, 0-2 the count.
Ball.
And that barely misses. Tyler Stevenson disagrees. It'll be a strikeout if it's overturned. And it is.
Ball's overturned. Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
Strikeout after a challenge powered by T-Mobile. Tyler Stevenson, I want to talk about a guy who's been fantastic with the challenge system.
He's been one of the best in baseball, and this is a huge one. You get a fastball inside. These are the challenges. 1 for Stevenson, second most in Major League Baseball.
And another one to the ledger. Big one to ring up Perdomo and bring Jordan Lawler to the plate. Catches the corner at 95.
That's just such a difficult pitch for a right-handed hitter. You get the crossfire action. Lodolo's long, 6'6". Throw the fastball under the hands, then it opens up everything else.
On the ground short, McLean charges, fields, throws in time for the out. The Diamondbacks tie the game, but leave them loaded.
Decisions brought to you by Sage. First inning, bases loaded. Eduardo Rodriguez matched up against Gino Suarez. He got him a little cut fastball up and in. Corbin Carroll says, "You're not going to challenge my arm." And then Dunn comes up, and it was the changeup that ends up getting Eduardo out. 40 pitches it took for Eduardo to get 3 outs in the first.
The only hit, a solo homer from Noelvi Marte, his first homer of the season. By the way, that first inning, 40 pitches, 4 full counts, 15 foul-offs, 0 whiffs for Rodriguez. As this is popped up by Stewart. Marte makes the call on the catch. A couple moments ago, Tricia caught up with Torey Lovello for our manager interview presented by Sage.
All right, we saw Corbin's speed on display in that inning. We saw Moreno's speed on display. What'd you like about that inning that your group put together, the sac fly?
Well, we've been grinding offensively, right? It's the little things built around what's going on with our bats that we can help ourselves. I thought we ran the bases really well. We advanced 90 feet. We sold a couple bases. Base running gives us energy. It kind of pushes us in the next direction.
Rodriguez was laboring in that first inning. He got out of that bases loaded jam unscathed. Only the solo home run. What are you seeing from him?
Well, he's been battling, no doubt about it. 40 pitches in the first inning is a little bit of a challenge, but he's a pro. He's going to go out there and give us all he can.
All right, we appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Tricia. Spencer Steer at the plate here. Novello saying he has been constantly reminding his team to do what the situation calls for and try not to do too much. And I feel like the same could be true for Cincinnati and what's going on with the Reds. These clubs in such similar positions.
A year ago, I mean, the Reds were a postseason team, and they're just trying to hang on. They'll get stronger as this season goes on. We know this with Ellie De La Cruz, hopefully back this weekend. You also know some of the arms. Pierce Johnson threw a bullpen today. So part of their bullpen starting to come back.
Emilio Pagan, what a terrible injury that was when he went in.
It's so hard to watch. I mean, you always work backwards from your bullpen. You start with your closer and you work your way back. But they lost Pagan, they lost Graham Ashcraft, they lost Pierce Johnson. You now put everybody else in different spots. You have guys throwing in the 9th inning like Bryce Petty the other night, which is a good experience, but at the same time, it shows you where they're at.
Count with Steer here, and I do think one underrated injury there, or under the radar injury, is keep Ryan Hayes being out. Because the left side of the infield, remember at the beginning of the season for Cincinnati, super strong. Defensively, they've been sloppy over the last month.
Yeah, and I said Bryce Petty, I meant Chase Petty.
You all right?
Foul off here, that caught Moreno behind the plate.
Hopefully nobody's petty about keeping me accountable.
Cincinnati hitter has been battling. Another payoff.
Ball
And it's
four.
ball 4. And it's walk number 5. Season high for Eduardo Rodriguez.
Not a good combination to have. 5 walks through 3 innings and not seeing a crooked number from Cincinnati.
Just with runners in scoring position, Reds are dead last in baseball this year. Steer at first with 1 out. Eugenio Suarez.
Gino, a season ago, he began the year out with the Arizona Diamondbacks and was unbelievable. Traded to Seattle, struggled in Seattle.
Ball.
And then you get the return of Gino in Cincinnati, where Gino was traded from the Tigers to Cincinnati for Alfredo Simon, late inning reliever. Found a home here for a long time.
Step off by Rodriguez here. I do think, I mean, it was a highly popular move in the offseason to bring Suarez back. But so far, it has not worked the way they had hoped. Big cut there. Obviously, the strikeout numbers have always been elevated. That's just part of his game.
There's somebody that's hit 330 career home runs. That's a lot of home runs. But it comes with the cost, strikeouts.
Ball.
You know, after the World Baseball Classic, when Rodriguez and Suarez were teammates, he said maybe his timing was just a bit off. How the rhythm of the season began. They're hoping he can recapture the form that made him a really popular fixture here in Cincinnati. Runner goes on 3-2, jam shot, but it'll drop for a hit. And going from first to third is Steer. The ball gets away and goes all the way into the Diamondbacks dugout. Steer will be granted home plate. And Cincinnati takes a 2-1 lead.
We talked about Jordan Lawler at center field. He's not made more than 5 starts at center. And with this ball in the outfield, you'll see Steer's looking for it. As soon as he sees it, Lawler should understand you're not going to throw him out. And it was an in-between hop, takes a funky hop. As good as Nolan is with the glove, there really isn't much he can do. That throw should have gone directly to second base, but it shows you he's not accustomed to that position. Now, Tito Francona is asking, why isn't Gino allowed to have third base?
Would the question be when Suarez got to second? Here's a look from high above. So he's taking off there.
Yeah, I think they're just giving him 1 base. They're asking if that's not a 2-base error.
Former Major League umpire Dale Scott is with us. Dale, your interpretation.
Yeah, this is time of the throw, and time of the throw means when it leaves his hand. The batter runner from that far shot looked like he had already touched first. That would give him third base.
We appreciate it, Dale. Here's Lance Barksdale, the crew chief. And he's going to put on the mic and give us an explanation.
Cincinnati is challenging the placement of a batter runner.
One more look. Replay review powered by Zoom.
Yeah, you see Suarez at first base, right?
Yeah, but it's when the throw occurred. So did the throw occur and Gino wasn't at first yet?
It's a lot closer than it appeared at first blush.
Yep.
So as they take a look at New York, it's the difference between Suarez staying at second, that was the ruling on the field, or being granted third base. All right, Dale Scott with us once again here. You've seen the replays. Does that change your interpretation?
It was tough to see exactly when it left his hand. It was a lot closer than I thought in the first time.
The batter runner is aboard at second base. He was not
When I
past
first observed it,
base
it looked
at
like
the time of
he
the
just
throw.
touched first when it went
Cincinnati will lose
when
their
the throw
challenge.
happened, but apparently he did not.
All right, Dale, it's confirmation of the call on the field. So Cincinnati loses their challenge.
They just didn't have enough visual evidence to see if Gino was moving towards second at the time of the throw versus not touching the bag and then moving to second. So
Suarez still at second. Dunn at the plate here. Corners in. Swinging at the first pitch. Blake Dunn did not appear Wednesday in the series finale against the Padres, but certainly made an impact. We showed you the big catch that he made on Tuesday, a game-saving play in right field. In that game, he had a walk, a hit, stolen base, eventual game-winning run.
well, Dunn's been part of the Reds organization for a while. 15th rounder back in 2021. Get a cup of coffee 2024. So a lot of his rookie status is intact just because he doesn't have a lot of service time.
Terrific high school athlete. The amount of letters he earned?
All of them.
16.
Oh, no, he
Holds a
didn't.
swing on a high fastball. All right, football, baseball, basketball, track and field.
Yeah, you saw he's a 3-time state champ.
I think you have time for all that. Payoff pitch.
Strike three.
And that's called strike three on the inner half. Rodriguez staying true with the fastball. 2 gone.
There's that 4-seam fastball, higher slot, better carry. He just freezes Dunn. It's a second strikeout looking, 3 on the afternoon.
Eduardo Rodriguez did not have his best today. And he's going to be removed from the game in the 3rd. When have you seen a pitcher taken out of the game after 2 2/3, 2 2/3, I beg your pardon, in a 2-1 game, give way to the bullpen and it's not injury related?
Yeah, when you can't find the strike zone.
I guess. And when the other team has not been able to capitalize on their chances, Ryan Thompson, sidewinding righty out of the bullpen for Arizona. As they go to their bullpen here in the third, Thompson's been used a lot in mop-up duty this year as he faces Noelvi Marte, responsible for one of the only 2 hits for the Reds. Solo homer in the second. First 2 out of the strike zone from Thompson. And there's one at the knees. Thompson has, despite the situations he's been put in, performed really well. Only 1 earned run allowed his last 13 appearances.
He's been really good on the road too, and he's really good in these runners in scoring position opportunities. He's just knows how to pitch. Funky arm slot. He's tall. That sinker slider combination, the 4-seam, he'll just show it late, try to get a swing and miss. He might do it here.
Marte, flare, center field. It will be caught by Ketel Marte. And that'll do it for the Reds in the third, but they have the lead. One heads to Spain for the Barcelona Catalina Grand Prix this weekend. Former champs Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen chase down the phenom Kimi Antonelli. Looks to make it 6 wins in a row. Watch Sunday 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Apple TV, the new U.S. home of Formula One. What a bizarre game this is.
Yeah, we have not had a 1-2-3 clean inning. But both teams right there, and some of the problems that we've seen from both the Reds and the Diamondbacks have reared its head.
If you just looked at the line score, you'd say, all right, it's a baseball game. 1 run on 3 hits for Arizona. 2 runs on 2 hits for Cincinnati. Okay. But both teams have left men on base in every inning. Walks, hit batsmen.
I mean, it was 85 pitches for Eduardo Rodriguez to get what, 8 outs?
Remember, earlier in the season, Torey Lovullo met with all his starting pitchers and implored them, need you to get deeper into the games. Rodriguez didn't have it today, that's for sure. Now, what can the Diamondbacks do offensively? The fact that they're still in this game, even with everything that's going on. Finally snapping a scoreless streak. Fly ball from Lou James Groover to right field. And Noelvi Marte is there. Well, the Arizona Diamondbacks have not had good luck with the starting pitchers they've signed. Rodriguez turning it around this year, obviously, but they've had a run of bad luck and maybe some poor signing.
Yeah, I mean, in the case of Corbin Burns, I mean, we heard, you know, about the latest setback for him. I mean, I understood the signing of Burns at the time, especially, you know, looking at the last couple of years. I mean, Jordan Montgomery was, you know, World Series hero, pitching really well, and it felt like, hey, Jordan Montgomery with the Diamondbacks, that's a perfect fit. But they've had a lot of injuries. And then the other aspect, you know, you have to start looking at from a Diamondbacks draft and development process. How many young pitchers have the Diamondbacks drafted, developed, that have had impact on the Major League roster?
Strike 3.
That's a called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. Waldschmidt is rung up. for the first time tonight. Lodolo gets to 2 outs without allowing a man to reach.
Yeah, this fastball inside to righties has just been fantastic tonight. 5th punch out for Lodolo, just caught Waldschmidt. You can see, I mean, that's a young player trying to figure it out.
There's Ketel Marte. This has also been a storyline for this Diamondbacks team that doesn't seem to go away. As Marte pops this up. Myers is there. A 1-2-3 inning at last.
Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. We got a beautiful view of the river up here. You can see the boat where the fireworks are sitting as the Reds plan to set off some Friday night fireworks tonight. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Reds. Terry Francona spoke with us about a bit of a slide that they're on right now, a tough road trip that they went through. And he told us, listen, the biggest thing is to make sure that we are encouraging them. He said, listen, I've been around a lot of groups that have gone through tough times, and it's like pulling teeth trying to get everybody on the same page, but he said this group is not like that. He said we have some good guys in that clubhouse. Everybody's going to work every day. He said our biggest struggle right now is we are just not consistent, but he said it is not because of a lack of work ethic. Guys?
Yeah, that seems to be the theme for this Reds team. They're trying to do the right things, but sometimes trying to do too much.
That happens. I mean, it's a long season. Every team goes through it. There's not one team in baseball that is immune to a stretch of bad baseball. It just doesn't happen. Even teams that win over 100 games will go through a stretch where you face good pitching, maybe lose one of your key pieces, things get thrown out of whack. It happens. That's why it's a marathon. That's why I love baseball, because the ups and downs over the course of the year. And being a fan for either the Reds or the Diamondbacks has been a crazy roller coaster.
Strike 3.
This catches the corner. Thompson brings up Tyler Stevenson. First out of the 4th.
All right, Thompson, check out that arm angle. It's one of the lowest in baseball. And for a guy like Thompson, great story too. He was drafted in the 23rd round. They don't even have 23 rounds in today's amateur draft.
Wrong.
Thompson faces Matt McLean here with 1 gone to the 4th. McLean, a drive to center field. That ball is caught up against the wall. Jordan Lawler. Rewind that one and hang on to it.
What? For a guy that does not play center field, it's only his 3rd start. Yeah, he knows that play was sick. Great jump, Seaman center field, good read, good route. Checks the wall, lays out. What a play. And he's lucky the way he sprawled out. He went almost Spider-Man, because it ends up dispersing energy so he doesn't get hurt. What a play. Wow.
Didn't look like a guy who's inexperienced at that position.
No, that was great.
That's all I got right there.
Playing 3rd. He's not going anywhere. And they want to get Lawler appearances. Put that on the highlight reel.
Yeah, I mean, no question. I mean, that's robbery for Matt McLean. He hits it 105 miles an hour off the bat. He's expecting a double at least. And it's an out.
Ball.
Lineup turns over here to Dane Myers. This Diamondbacks team is fairly young. Between Groover and Waldschmidt. Lawler's no longer a rookie, but 23 years of age.
Yeah, take your time.
Tommy Troy, a rookie on this team. Ryan Thompson might as well show some love after an extra base hit is taken away.
I mean, ideally for every team, you want to have a combination of young players with some veteran ones. But with the Diamondbacks, you do have some very young players with some veteran players. And so it's hard to be really consistent.
Ball.
This is also a team in win now mode. And they have been for the last couple of years. The moves that they've made have not been a team that's, okay, we're going to tinker and sell if we're not good at the deadline. They continue to try and put together a winning formula every year. So that's ball 4. And Myers is aboard with 2 outs. Third walk from Myers, though.
Yeah, third one.
And Mike Hazen has been emphatic about putting the resources together with the backing of ownership to field a competitive roster every year. The National League pennant a couple of years ago. Whoa, what a snag by Vargas to take away a hit from Bleday. Made it look easy. Smoothly handled at first base. And after all the walks, D-backs are showing off in the field. TV is presented by Verilux Lenses. Along with the 7-year Major League veteran Ryan Spilborghs, Alex Faust, Trisha Whitaker here with you. Beautiful night in Cincinnati. Strange ball game, 2-1 Reds as we hit the 5th. Heart of the order here for the Diamondbacks with Carroll, Moreno, and Arenado. And Carroll smokes this one. First base side, Stewart is there. One gone. Put a star next to that one.
And now we're seeing both teams flash some leather. You're also getting a lot more pitches in the strike zone, so defenses will be a little bit more active. Nick Lodolo, third time through facing this Diamondbacks top of the lineup. The curveball almost could have been a triple for Corbin Carroll.
I love that. When it gets by there and it's automatic almost, right?
Well, with him.
6 in a row retired by Lodolo after he labored through the first 3 innings. And this ball is drilled to left field by Moreno. It is off the base of the wall. Back-to-back hard-hit balls for Arizona. Moreno with a stand-up double.
Moreno now, same thing, third time look. He's looking middle in. A lot of the righties against the Diamondbacks, that fastball inside. This time it just doesn't get in enough. And now you have Nolan. And Nolan has had a nose for RBIs for his career.
He is the only one so far tonight for Arizona.
I argue with people all the time when it comes to guys that drive in a lot of runs year after year. And, you know, modern stats say it's luck of the draw. It's based on where you are in the lineup. It's the guys in front of you for opportunity. And I usually dismiss it because I say, no, that's not true. Certain guys that year after year, they're in the 100 RBI range. They have a nose for it.
Ball.
It's like talking about late inning relievers. There's certain guys in the 9th inning, they can close. They're just good in those moments. They're calm.
Arenado puts this on the ground. McLean to his left. And Moreno has to stay put. Good second out for Lodolo. How big are the next, let's say, 4 outs here for Lodolo? If he can bridge the gap here and reduce the stress on this Cincinnati bullpen that's just been beaten up.
Well, and just looking at Tito, I mean, luckily there was a day off yesterday, so you get some rest for the pen, but there is no established lane for their guys right now.
They had another bullpen meltdown Wednesday in the series finale against the Padres. Not to say the Diamondbacks pen has been great either, because they allowed 6 runs yesterday, or rather 2 days ago, in the 8-0 loss to the Marlins. Stirring going on over there. But that is a storyline for this Cincinnati team. You mentioned the injuries that they've been dealing with. Major liability since the start of May, and this current rut that the Reds are on. Ground ball up the middle. Trying to graze the mound. Steer undeterred. And the inning is over. Still a 1-run game here in Cincinnati. For Arizona, as they go to Jonathan Loaiziga, the former Yankee, making his 29th appearance. Health has been a big issue for him, and he will face 3, 4, and 5 for Cincinnati here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, with Loaiziga, he's always had a big fastball. Sinky fastball is his primary pitch. Sits right around 97 miles an hour. League's hitting 265 off it. Changeup, 4-seam, curveball, cutter.
Been one of their more reliable bullpen arms, though a couple of bumpy outings this month. Sal Stewart to lead things off for Cincinnati. 0 for 2 tonight. As a fastball at 97 nips the corner.
Yeah.
Stewart unable to hold up. Playing an 0-2 hole.
Diamondbacks have a long stretch of consecutive games. They won't have a day off until next Thursday. So bullpen management's going to be the biggest thing for Torrey during this stretch. And not getting length out of the starters is going to hurt you, especially at the start of a series.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Still without Justin Martinez. Expected to return sometime in the second half. A.J. Puck, who is on a long road back from Tommy John. He had a setback during rehab. Scheduled to throw another bullpen session the next couple days.
Yeah, those are huge gets for the Diamondbacks to have back. I mean, huge. A.J. Puck, man, that guy was, I mean, he's a monster of a human, and he was a monster of a reliever.
Just can't stay healthy. Stewart, cue shot. Gobbled up by Marte. The Diamondbacks bullpen has an ERA above 6 in the month of June, adding to their woes. Arizona looking for a playoff return after missing in back-to-back years. 9 seasons since the Diamondbacks broke 90 wins. But as much as we've kind of harped on the negatives, and there have been some, don't get us wrong, easily can remind you that it's early in the season, still 100 games to go. And remember, the pennant-winning Diamondbacks team 2023, they were 2 games below 500 as late as August 11th that year. It is a soft bubble around both the AL and NL wildcards.
That's fair.
So there'll be a lot of teams that are hovering in contention.
Well, it was so fun in 2023. I had the opportunity of covering that World Series, and both teams were like the worst teams in the respected league the year before. Then they match up in the World Series a year later.
Ball.
And for Phillies fans, 2023 was their best chance to win a World Series, and they lost to the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, they were down 3-1 and ended up winning that series.
Foul tipped into the mitt. And Steer is down on strikes. 2 gone. Trisha, what do you have?
Yeah, guys, well, before the game, we had a pretty organic moment that happened during my pregame interview with Corbin Carroll. I was asking him a question, and Eugenio Suarez, well, he decided to come up and photobomb our interview. Corbin told me he's so glad that Suarez is back this series and healthy. I said, listen, Corbin, we hear all the time that he's the best teammate in the world, but tell me from your vantage point what type of teammate he is. And he put it so well, guys. He said, Suarez always had a knack for bringing a smile to my face when we were on the same team. He said he's everything you could ask for. He brings that energy every single day, and he is so authentic. He said he is one of the best teammates. And guys, you know, every clubhouse has talent, but not every clubhouse has him.
Suarez popular wherever he's been in the clubhouse. A ground out here and a 1-2-3 fifth for Loisaga. Still 2-1. Lead things off for the D-backs here in the 6th, wearing a mic tonight.
Safe. Challenger. Yeah. I say safe right away, yeah. But you don't listen. Sometimes when I say like this, between.
He's fun.
He is fun. Heads up. You got to have a colorful player and somebody that can back it up.
Ball. What you got?
No swing, says Lance Barksdale at first. What do we have here, though?
I don't know. I can't tell if he was saying he got hit by a pitch. Might have caught his back foot.
Diamondbacks are asking for a moment here to look at the video.
And they said no swing at first, so.
No challenge. Perdomo single, stole a base in the 2nd. And that's a low strike.
Yeah, now if he was swinging, the strike would be called before a hit by pitch.
Those are well-polished shoes. They should have just checked the ball. I don't think they wear shoe polish like that.
Yeah, they don't wear shoe polish. Those are that's just the look.
(3-1) And Perdomo with a fly ball to right. Marte is there. Let's take a look at our game summary and cap off the night presented by Blue Moon. A lot of walks for both teams in the early going. Nick Lodolo finding a groove, though.
That was a question we had about Nick Lodolo, is trying to figure out, especially at this ballpark. He has really struggled. But he has found his curveball, the fastball in has been awesome, getting nasty. That's a pitch he was looking for punch outs. Heads up.
Oh, look out.
Hey, did it go? First base.
Yeah, and that did appear to catch Jordan Waller. Second hit by pitch tonight. Yeah, Lodolo, I mean, piling up the traffic in the early going. It's actually the 3rd hit batter.
And you saw Alex McKay immediately. He pointed down to Lance Barksdale at first to see if he thought he went with the bunt attempt, and Lance said no. So then you get the hit by pitch. That's where you're always worried if you get called on the strike,
right,
and you get hit by a pitch, it's strike 1.
There's Groover.
Ball.
Who holds his swing.
I was looking forward to talking with Groover today because I heard he was such a huge fan of the movie Blade. Wesley Snipes, and they said He used to dress up like Blade. And I wanted to see if he had a picture.
TJ Antone warming in the Cincinnati bullpen. There goes the runner from first. Pitch strike. Throws high at second. And Lawler has his second stolen base this year.
Well, Tyler Stevenson, he's only caught 3 base runners this year. Good jump from Lawler. Nothing even close at second. Like, Stevenson had no shot.
I got you.
So what I love about what umpires do right here, he knows Stevenson was tagged with the foul ball, so he's going to go out there and buy him some time. You can hear him. He said, I got you. I'm going to go waste some time for you. Get some baseballs, talk to Nick Lodolo. Might even wipe off home plate to buy a little bit more time.
Two balls and 2 strikes. As Lodolo battles back. Full count. Lodolo now at 94 pitches. Trying to get through 6. Starting pitcher has been clean, but Lodolo lasting a lot longer than Rodriguez as Groover fouls one off to stay alive.
Last outing for Nick Lodolo was against the Atlanta Braves. A little bit different of a lineup. I went 6 2/3. Ended up getting a win.
Pace of play has not exactly been brisk tonight, but it has ground to a halt here in the 6th inning. Runner in scoring position for Arizona. Ground ball up the middle, base hits. Lawler around third. The throw not in time, and the Diamondbacks have tied it. They were 0 for their last 23 with a runner in scoring position. Lou James Groover drives home the tying run.
Yeah, first major league RBI. Just right back up the middle. A little off-speed pitch. Shortcuts the swing, beats him to the spot. That's going to do it for Lodolo.
Lodolo departs. The Diamondbacks have tied it in the 6th. Out of the bullpen for Cincinnati. And what is now a tie game here in the 6th inning. Bullpen that has been a liability to say the least. I wonder how many arms, if any, Terry Francona can trust right now, given what's happened over the last month.
He's going directly to TJ first. Big right-hander from Oklahoma City. Loves his sweeper. League's hitting 160 off the sweeper.
Ball.
And Waldschmidt at the plate as you look at the line on Lodolo. Responsible for Groover. 5 1/3 for him. Not bad, all things considered. 3 hit by pitch. Biggest blemish. But unable to get through 6. Reds coming off a road trip where they lost 5 of 6, squandered a lead in each of their last 5 losses. Ground ball off the mound. Steer handles the carom, flips for 1, but they're unable to turn 2.
Too much of a big hop off the mound for Spencer Steer to try to turn this in, and Waldy just runs too well.
It's a tough carom to absorb.
Yeah, I mean, if you can catch that before it bounces, then you can have a nice easy flip, but it's not available to him.
Groover erased. Waldschmidt at first on the fielder's choice, and the lineup turns over to Ketel Marte, who in that series against the Marlins this week was one of the very few bright spots offensively for Arizona, driving in 3 runs in the first game of that 3-game sweep. Runner takes off from first. High chop, first base side. Stewart makes the flip to the covering Antone. And the inning is over. The Diamondbacks tie it in the 6th. Antone fielding his position well.
Apple TV studio update as we get you out to Milwaukee, where Jacob Misiorowski is absolutely dealing against the Phils. You see him getting Crawford for his 12th strikeout of the night, tying a career high. Got 13 through 7. He's back out for the 8th, Alex. He hit 104.5 on the gun earlier in the game.
Wow. LG, that is quite the night.
I saw him last week. He was in Colorado, and I mean, it's unbelievable. It's impossible to hit his fastball. He's got the most extension in baseball. His fastball plays up 3 miles an hour, so that 105 mile an hour pitch was really 108.
Ball. I think what's interesting is that when we started this season, we're looking at the division, we're like top to bottom. I mean, deepest division in terms of pitching. And Milwaukee, last year, Misiorowski comes in and has a strong postseason. Wondering how can he follow that up? I'll say he's done it and then some.
He's gotten better. And I just watched the Cubs this last series. They were at 500 for the first time in a long time. They ended up winning yesterday's game to get a game over 500, but they can't figure it out.
Ball. This division where all 5 teams were above 500 at one point is always going to be a tough one. Cincinnati has fallen into the basement. Ball. Taylor Clark into the game, 31st appearance, as he faces 6, 7, and 8 Dunn, Marte, Stevenson.
Perfect pocket for Clark. He's so tough on right-handed hitters. He got 3 straight righties.
Ball. 5-pitch walk to Dunn. That'll bring up Marte as we take a look at this Adobe standout score from the 2nd inning. Noelvi Marte, only his 2nd extra base hit of the year, his first homer. And at the time, put the Reds up 1-0.
Yeah, a little change up, it just blasted it.
Come out.
What can he do with Dunn aboard? Just 217 for Marte on the season. Set down early in the year and grounds 1 to 2nd. Ketel Marte with the flip for 1 and the turn for 2 by Perdomo. Well handled.
You want to see poetry in motion? This is it. I mean, Ketel Marte, this is not an easy play for him because he's backing up. Notice how he's working backwards. Doesn't feel it clean, but such soft hands, and then Gerardo coming across the bag. Beautiful. That's a big league double play.
It's one of the best middle infields in baseball. And I think with all the headlines surrounding Ketel Marte, once again, it's the most confounding thing about this Diamondbacks team is that you've got an absolute stud up the middle in the infield. And yet, for whatever reason, stories continue to be leaked to the media or propositioned to the media about his standing with the club.
Go ahead. I think it's a lot of noise. I mean, you have a lot of players that don't play on Sundays. In Marte's case, we know that he does get a lot of days off after 9 games. He is getting older.
Torey Lovullo publicly defended Marte this week. The results speak for themselves. Switch hitters, 25+ homer seasons, there aren't many.
Now,
so he sat out a recent game against the Dodgers on a day when Ohtani was pitching, and that put the wheels back in motion to rehash a lot of stuff that's come about the last couple of years. Last year, missing the first couple games after the All-Star break.
When they really needed him. But he was also dealing with some stuff at home right after the All-Star break, so it was understandable.
There's a drive to left field, but it will hook foul. A couple of years back, Marte came under scrutiny after missing a key game late in the season as the Diamondbacks were hunting for a playoff berth. And even this offseason, rumors swirling about whether they were going to trade him. He has a long-term contract, and now, by virtue of service time and consecutive years with his club, he has trade protection.
And the thing is a clubhouse will always protect the players, so you'll never get to the root of the story. Do you want your superstar players to post every day like Matt Olson? Of course. Does it always work out that way? No.
Stevenson takes strike 3. And he's rung up looking for the 3rd time tonight. Ketel Marte starting a 4-6-3 double play. And another K for Stevenson. Alex Faust, Ryan Spilborghs, Trisha Whitaker with you in Cincinnati. Tie game 2-2 as we head to the 7th. 2 runs on 5 hits for the D-backs, 2 runs on just 2 hits for the Reds. A game that hasn't lacked moments, hasn't lacked action. There's not a lot of balls in play. Corbin Carroll to lead things off for Arizona. Denied a extra base hit, denied a hit, period. And the 5th by Sal Stewart, flashing the leather at first.
Corbin, you need a second.
It's one of the more twitchier athletes you're going to see on a big league field. And you see him, he's not big by any stretch, but what he can create power-wise, whip-wise.
Carroll, chopper up the middle, snared by Steer, got him! Another hit taken away from Carroll by this Reds defense.
But really nice play from Spencer Steer, throwing across his body. You have no time with Carroll ripping down the line. Nice stretch from Sal Stewart at first. It's a big out.
bring up Moreno. Moreno, who had a great second half last year after coming back from a broken finger, helped the Diamondbacks make at least a bit of a push late in the season.
Yeah.
83 games last year. One of the better hitting catchers in baseball right now.
Yeah, and generally regarded as a good receiver, good catch and throw. This year he hasn't thrown out many base runners, but a lot of people have looked at Gabby Moreno. Is he capable of being a top 5, top 10 catcher in the sport? And the trade that the Diamondbacks made, it was Dalton Varsho to the Toronto Blue Jays, and they missed Gurriel Jr. But as for Lourdes Gurriel and Gabby Moreno, ends up being a win for the Diamondbacks in that trade.
In the air to left field. Dunn in front of the wall. Makes the catch. Speaking of catchers, Arizona with the activation of Lawler today. And boy, what an impact Lawler's made. They designated Aramis Garcia for assignment today. So looking out, the D-backs acquired Moreno and Lourdes Gurriel, who is trying to make his way back from injury after a strained hamstring in late May. Began a rehab assignment this week. They're without Carlos Santana at first base. To be determined when he's coming back.
Well, his presence is still felt because his first base glove is a glove that everybody uses. That's what Ildemaro Vargas uses.
So it's the magic in the glove.
It's the magic glove.
Nolan Arenado behind 0-2. 0 for 2 on the night. Sac fly in the third to give Arizona their first of 2 runs. Arenado, who is approaching 2,000 career hits. 1,974 for his career entering tonight. And Arenado hooks one foul. Steady decline in St. Louis. Still under the contract that he signed in Colorado.
But he spent this offseason just working on his body, trying to slim up a little bit. A lot of body work, and it's paid off. And part of the reason, too, with some of those declining numbers in St. Louis, right-handed power hitters in St. Louis were not faring very well.
Arenado with a fly ball to center. Myers took a step back, comes in and makes the catch. 1, 2, 3, 7th for Antone. Time to stretch. Noel V. Marte out of here. Tags from third. Moreno is safe. The ball gets away. Jordan Lawler. What? Base hits. Lou James Groover.
Hey! I say right away, yeah.
Tie game 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th in Cincinnati. Alex Faust, Ryan Spielberg's here with you. What's the next wrinkle in the plot tonight?
Well, it's going to be somebody's got to get a hit with runners in scoring position, and then trying to figure out, can the Reds bullpen get enough zeros to keep the Diamondbacks from taking a lead?
The Cincinnati pen has been a major problem lately. It's Arizona and their bullpen that's been put to the test after the early exit of Eduardo Rodriguez. Taylor Clark, the latest to come into the game in the 6th. 9-1-2 for the Reds here in the 7th with McLean, Myers, and Bleday.
Oh, Matt, you need a second.
And it's 2 balls and a strike to McLean. Last time McLean was at the plate, he had an extra base hit away, an extra base that was taken away by Jordan Walker. Jordan Lawler. I'll get it right at some point. Here's McLean course, has been taking over reps at shortstop with Ellie De La Cruz out.
Thing with McLean, I mean, the first time I saw him, I've seen a lot of debuts. Saw his debut happen in Colorado. It reminded me immediately of Dustin Pedroia or an Ian Kinsler type.
Drive, right center, but it'll be flagged down by Lawler on the run.
But he suffered a terrible injury, and since that time frame, I mean, you look at the OPS numbers, he was at basically 860 in 2023. But since then, I mean, he's been struggling to find his swing and who he is.
The question then becomes, was it an aberration? Or is that the player that he's still capable of being?
I think he's completely capable of being back in 2023. I mean, his swing, ball just jumps off his bat. He's barreling some stuff. Jordan Lawler, man, not a lot of starts in center. He looks like a natural.
Coming back from that broken wrist. And absolutely putting on a show. Dane Myers, who has walked 3 times. Nobody aboard and 1 out.
Ball.
Only the 6th time that he's been in the leadoff spot for Cincinnati.
Strike 3.
And he's rung up. Second strikeout for Clark. 2 gone in the 7th.
Talking about how Clark is just a perfect fit right now for Torey Lovullo because he's so hard on right-handed hitters. Dane, who had 3 walks, he just takes a fastball. 7 punch-outs for the Diamondbacks pitching staff. That was a question mark. I mean, from an overall standpoint, they are bottom 3rd baseball as an overall pitching staff with punch-outs.
Ball.
Clark in particular on pace for a career year, leading the Arizona bullpen in ERA and WHIP.
Ball.
Pitch will be
Pitch
challenged.
called a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Moreno might get this overturned. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Call's overturned. Arizona has 2 challenges remaining.
Everybody's been perfect with the challenges tonight.
Yeah.
Ball and a strike to J.J. Bleday.
Lefties changeup cutter combination is what Clark goes after. It's a changeup that you got the swing and miss from Bleday.
Lined out in the 2nd and had a hit taken away from him by Vargas in the 4th and 1st. And Bleday strokes one to right center. That ball is down into the gap, all the way to the wall. A 2-out double for Bleday. The go-ahead run is aboard for Cincinnati in the 7th.
It's now the 10th double of the season for Bleday. This is a story, thinking about where he was drafted. Notice how deep that pitch got. That was the big adjustment for JJ, is just letting the ball travel a little bit more. Tarps off, and Cincinnati was waiting to when we could get a chance to see that.
.22 extra base hits in 40 games now for Bleday.
Ball.
Stewart takes a fastball upstairs, looking for his first hit. As we take a look at tonight's odds, courtesy of BetMGM, odds to win National League Rookie of the Year, second best behind J.J. Weatherholt in St. Louis. Leading the Reds in doubles, homers, RBIs. Hold off after his hot starts. But can he deliver here with 2 outs in the 7th?
Just watching him, I love his approach, I love his swing, I love the path of his swing. He is 12th in the National League with RBIs with 42.
For the first month, he led all of baseball in runs batted in. Staggering the numbers he put up, 26 of them.
Now he's in a leverage count.
It's 26 RBIs for the first month, the second most by any rookie before May 1st in Major League history. 3 balls and a strike. And that's ball 4. Backs at the open base. And now Clark will face Spencer Steer. Visit first. D-backs pitching coach Brian Kaplan. Can they scratch across a run with a runner in scoring?
So what I told you, you came back and you're like, what's going to happen? It's like, well, somebody's got to get a hit with runners in scoring position.
Maybe, or maybe Clark can wiggle out of this. Cincinnati averaging 7.5 runners left on base since May 1st. On a per game basis.
Now Spencer Steer, 26 RBIs on the season. 2 walks and a punch out for him tonight.
Scored one of the 2 Cincinnati runs. Steer takes upstairs. Another guy who, after a shoulder injury, you wonder if he can recapture some form.
Woo, thank you for hitting that way and not right at my face. Man, I don't know, honestly.
Alex McKay might have dodged one.
Yep.
Steer couldn't hold his swing. On a slider that darted out of the zone.
That's the pitch for Taylor Clark. I mean, he has such a good slider. He cannot pick up the spin, which is what makes it so unique. He spins it really well. Pairs it with his fastball. Has a little cut fastball he can throw as well. Now, those hard sliders, you start hearing the term bullet slider because it has more velocity to it.
There's another one.
They just can't. I've heard about it. I was like, hey, can't you guys read the spin on sliders? Doesn't it look? Yeah, if it has a big circle, we can see that just fine. But if it's a little dot, we can't see it.
Line drive at third. Short hop picked up by Arenado. What a pick. And the inning is over. Another gem in the field from the Diamondbacks tonight. And the game remains tied. Monday Night Baseball on Apple TV is presented by Essilor. Learn more about Verilux XR series and find your local Essilor expert at Essilor.com. And in part by Amazon, save the everyday. Alex Faust, Ryan Spielborg, Trisha Whitaker here with you. A Friday night in Cincinnati. TJ Antone was terrific. Scoreless inning in 2/3, and he gives way to Zach Maxwell, who earned the first save of his major league career in the victory for Cincinnati on the road at San Diego on Tuesday. He worked a perfect 11th inning in the only win for the Reds on their recent road trip.
They were talking about Maxwell with the big arms. Fastball sits right around 98 miles an hour.
Ball.
Can he deliver it consistently?
It's always the question. Well, it's interesting too because he's got a big fastball, but the league's hitting 450 off of it. Cutter's been good.
Oh. Vargas was just a bit early on that pitch. And again, Maxwell, rookie, 6th round pick of the Reds out of Georgia Tech.
Big guy, 6'6".
Inflated ERA though after a particularly bad outing against the Cardinals, series that Reds got swept in last weekend. Only got 1 out, surrendered 4 runs. Touched 100 there with the fastball, and Vargas got a piece.
The thing with Vargas is he has a really flat bat path, and he actually handles fastballs up in the zone as well as anybody.
Vargas with a lazy fly ball to center. Myers a long way to go. Makes a running catch. Perdomo coming back to the plate, wearing a mic for us tonight.
So, Apple TV, what you want?
No, how they watch it.
The Apple Watch, you want the Apple Watch? And without? AirPod? Okay, the big one or the small one?
The small one.
Small one, okay. My people from Apple TV, please send it to him.
He wants a watch, it's some AirPods. Let's see what we can do.
I know a guy.
Let's call him up.
Put in the word.
That's a good teammate. Good teammate points for He wasn't asking it for himself. He was asking it for his buddy. That's right.
Perdomo pops this up, left side. Dunn is there. Jordan Lawler coming back from injury. What a night he's put together. Back in the 4th inning.
Just a handful of starts in center field for Jordan, and the athleticism goes crashing into the wall. Probably scared himself is what I'm going to guess too. He's like, I didn't realize the wall was that close.
Stole a base and scored in the 6th. The tying run for Arizona. Singled home by Lou James Groover. Fastball that popped the glove. That one for a strike. Wave is making its way around Great American Ballpark. Or at least it's attempting to.
It's going to get there.
And we got it this time?
Yep. I've talked about how the tarps off movement is the modern day version of the wave.
Hot shot into right. Lawler has a 2-out single. James Groover coming to the plate. Let's hear from Perdomo about Groover's hit to tie the game.
I see. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Get down. Hi, Maro. Let me see. About Gino. Ano ba, Gino?
Boy, it's nice to have a guy like that in your clubhouse.
Cheerleader, yeah. And for Groover, second RBI of his career. Jordan Lawler probably looking to move. We know with Maxwell at 6'6", he's probably not quick to the plate.
There he goes.
Oh!
And the throw to second, not nearly in time. Lawler has his second steal of the night.
I introduced you to Dave McKay earlier today, first base coach, and you saw him get in the ear of Lawler and basically said, hey, you're going to go. You're going to go because it's a slow move to the plate. You're going to steal second, and Groover's going to knock you in.
Diamondbacks had only attempted 2 steals since May 29th coming. But
they haven't had a lot of base runners.
Well,
that's the problem that they've had is like from an on-base percentage. We talked about them in the open. I mean, 27th in baseball on-base percentage. That means you're not getting a lot of guys on.
Four tonight.
That's what we're talking about. 2024, they had the best offense in baseball. Batting average, runs per game, on-base percentage, and it's gotten worse the last couple of years. This year, I don't even recognize it.
Will this stay in play? And it can't be reeled in by Marte. That looked like it was hooking towards the seats. It stayed in play for Marte.
Not a lot of foul territory here in Cincinnati, and you can see he was right up against the wall. Marte originally was an infielder, so you know they started moving him to right field last year, trying to get his bat in the lineup.
You ready, Big Jeff?
And he's been okay. He's a work in progress.
Two foul back.
I told you my very first major league start was in Cincinnati, and I was in right field. Ken Griffey Jr. was in right field that game too. So I had a chance to like wave at my hero, and he just looked at me funny.
That's what we do when you come to the truck.
Yeah.
Every day.
Hey guys, like, who is this?
We love you.
Why are you so chipper?
We love you for that.
Yeah, I dropped what's up, Griff? I just looked at him.
Count runs full here on Groove. Stays alive. Oh boy, we found the tape. Look at this.
Yeah, Todd Coffey, first hit. RBIs, steak.
500 for average.
Best hitter on the Rockies.
Ball 4.
That's ball 4. You haven't aged a day.
I'm a vampire.
All right, a 2-out walk to Groover. Look at that.
The best part about that day was Sean Casey at first. He was the best. He was like, wow, man, congratulations, first hit. And then get my second. He's like, man, he can really hit. I hope you stick around. I got optioned down 2 days later.
It's baseball, I guess.
Yeah.
Reds bullpen walks have been part of their issue. Highest walk rate for a major league bullpen in 26 years. Can they hold their ground here? Ryan Waldschmidt at the plate.
assuming Waldschmidt might have some former teammates or friends from close to here, went to University of Kentucky to play baseball.
Timeout.
Now this is where I talk about young players in these scenarios, because you want to be the hero. But the trouble that Waldschmidt's had lately is spin. He is not picking it up. If he gets a fastball, it's going to be elevated out of the strike zone. Most likely, he's going to see spin.
Waldschmidt has yet to go back-to-back games without a hit at the major league level. Oh for 4.
Timeout.
In game 1 of the Marlins series. 1 for 4 game 2, and then did not play in game 3 of the series. He is 0 for 3 tonight.
He's a good-looking player. Yeah, I really think he has a chance to stick. Ball. First time I saw a swing, especially with the number, I was like, oh, that's Mark Grudzielanek. He's a really good player for a long time. And those numbers across the board tell you should be playing.
Ball. Fastball low. Count runs full. How much, given their challenges, do you just tell the pitcher here, just throw a strike?
He's trying.
Ball 4.
And that's ball 4. And the lineup turns over to Ketel Marte.
They're trying to throw strikes. It's not like they're trying to walk people, but part of it is that I don't think they trust their stuff in the strike zone as much as they should. Especially when you get a guy at 2 strikes, young hitter.
This is what they've been dealing with.
It all started once they lost Emilio Pagan, then they lost Graham Ashcraft, then they lost Pierce Johnson.
Here's another dubious stat. Reds pitchers, starters and relievers, have issued 19 walks this season with the bases loaded. By far the most in baseball. Marte, nowhere to put him. Takes a strike. Offer from Marte.
And at the same time, you got 2 good at bats from 2 young players. Groover works a lot. Waldschmidt works a lot. And it passes it to your guy, you can tell Marte.
Looking to untie this game.
Ball.
Going to be a challenge here from Stevenson.
Pitcher's called the ball. The catcher is challenging.
This could end the inning and leave the bases loaded.
Five overturned. Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
Challenge powered by T-Mobile. Tyler Stevenson gets strike 3, and the Diamondbacks continue with their futility with men in scoring position. Scan the QR code or visit MLB.com/vote. Cast your Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot. And a reminder, the MLB app has you covered all season long. Personalized highlights, push notifications, a whole lot more. The MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Here's this baseball. No, I don't really want it. No, you can have it. I'm really okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, she knew. She was like, this baseball has hooks. I don't want it.
Kevin Ginkel out of the bullpen for Arizona in a tie game, bottom of the 8th in Cincinnati.
Yep.
Eugenio Suarez to lead things off for the Reds.
That's the origin story of his what's going to be a supervillain down the road. Yep. Ginkel, this guy, when he's right, he can start ripping through lineups.
Bounce back season for him this year. Shoulder sprain last year cut short his season.
To avoid the broadcaster's jinx, let's just say he's been good in the last about 16 outings.
How good? Suarez rips one to left. A leadoff single in the 8th.
Nothing more frustrating. You get somebody 2 strikes, and then you leave a pitch up where you feel like you have the out, and he gets a hit.
Be a pitch runner for Suarez. Edwin Arroyo off the bench.
Now we get to see if the Reds can find a way to manufacture a run and come up with the hit. Definitely a bunting scenario. You got to bunt it towards first.
Ball 1. Arenado well on the grass in third.
I think that if you talk to Diamondbacks people, they did not realize how good of a defender Nolan Arenado is at third. Like you've seen it, but until you watch it every day, and Nolan will come down your throat. Ball. He loves bunt defense.
Arizona has had miscues with pitchers covering. So bear that in mind. Both teams have struggled in that department lately. This is fly to center field. Lawler underneath it. Interesting on 2-0. After Dunn showed bunt, decides to swing, or was given the instruction to swing.
He ends up getting a pitch he probably could have bunted, and instead he just missed driving it out of here, and it becomes an unproductive out.
Cincinnati not afraid to sack bunt. They kind of it's a trend that we've seen around baseball. The bunt is back.
The bunt is back, and a lot of pitchers have struggled fielding their position across the league.
Cincinnati was going through PFPs this afternoon just to tighten that up after they had some issues the last couple weeks. Elvie Marte here. Bunt probably is off with 1 out.
Ball.
Though Arenado is deep at third. Marte a solo homer in the 2nd. Rush back at 95 by Ginkel.
2-1 count. Not sure if Tito feels comfortable trying to get, some movement, a possible hit and run just because there is swing and miss.
On cue.
You talk to a lot of managers, there has to be a couple things that line up. Do you have a base runner that can run? Do you have a pitcher that throws strikes and maybe takes his time to the plate? And then number 3, do you have a hitter that can put a ball in play? And usually if you get 2 out of 3 of those, you might take a shot. If you get all 3, you're 100% going to take a chance.
Marte chops one to short. Perdomo fields and throws in time.
Now, too big of a bounce for Perdomo. You could see how fast Arroyo was getting to second base, so does a wise thing and just records the out. And it was close at first, so now the Reds are going to go to their best guy off the bench in Nathaniel Lowe.
Lowe, who did not start after Eduardo Rodriguez was the starter for Arizona, lefty. But he'll come off the bench here, pinch hitting for Tyler Stevenson in the 8th with the go-ahead run aboard. Lowe 0 for 9 as a pinch hitter this year. 5 strikeouts. April 24th, he had a big game, including a walk-off homer, part of a power surge late in the month of April into early May, but does not have a home run in the month of June. Guy who came aboard and immediately earned respect from his teammates. They're going to put him aboard intentionally.
That's a smart play from Torey Lovullo. You know, why take a chance going off a guy that might have a better matchup against Ginkel and then face Matt McLain. McLain's taking some good swings. He's hit 2 balls hard to center field. Jordan Lawler robbed him of a double.
See what he can do here with runners at first and second. 2 outs. And a slider that misses low and away. Strange game that's kind of befitting the way that both of these teams have played of late. But something's got to give this weekend. Potential inflection point of the season for both. Start of a 3-game series. 2 clubs in the wild card hunt, but both in desperate need of a win. Reds 0 for with runners in scoring position tonight. 0 for 6. And McLain behind, a ball and 2 strikes.
You tell that last pitch, a fastball in a spot that I've seen McLain hit. It looked like he was looking for an off-speed pitch. And I get it because Ginkel's slider, that's the pitch he wants to go to. That's his best pitch. It's his best weapon.
Blocked by Moreno on the slider.
The league average against Ginkel's slider is 111.
He's 2 for 21 in these situations this year, McLain. Cincinnati as a team just 185. McLain stays alive.
You see Ginkel trying to sneak another fastball past McLain. McLain frozen on one earlier in the at-bat. Now he has him set up. He can go back to another fastball, elevated or slider.
2-2. Oh. Just off the outside edge. 97. And maybe an inch off the plate.
Now you'll get runners moving. Now what does Ginkel feel confident throwing 3-2?
Oh, look out. Nearly faked out Arroyo. And low, get head starts. Ball is grounded sharply. Flagged down by Arenado. Long throw! Got him! What a play!
That's what a Hall of Famer looks like.
It saves a run and keeps the game tied. Nolan Arenado.
McLean, I mean, he rips this one down the third baseline, but Nolan Arenado, Gold Glover, I mean, the throw, the timing, the court awareness, I mean, just ripping the heart at Matt McLean. He's been robbed 3 times tonight. And for Nolan, I mean, it was a surprise to even his teammates. They couldn't believe it.
Well, he could see the ball just fine before. Getting a few eye drops after that play as he's got a bat in his hands. They'll bat third in this inning. Carroll, Moreno, and Arenado in the 9th in a game that remains tied.
I had the pleasure of watching him for years. 10 times he's been a Gold Glove winner. Only Brooks Robinson is ahead of him.
10 consecutive years he won the Gold Glove.
That wasn't fair.
Unreal. Fly ball to center field. Myers will get there. Bunch of defensive changes for the Reds. Never mind a new pitcher into the game with Brock Burke. Here's how they align now. Sal Stewart moves to third. Arroyo remains in the game after pinch running. He'll play second. Steer moves to first, and P.J. Higgins enters the game behind the plate. Moreno takes a strike.
In the case of Brock Burke, just this guy's arm is live. Fastball sits around 96. League's hitting 163 off his fastball.
Well, of all the things that we talked about at the beginning of the day, hitting, pitching, injuries, defense, that have lacked for both clubs, I'll tell you what's showed up. Relief pitching and defense. And if both of these teams can scratch those areas of concern off the list, well, then you're starting to talk, instead about sliding, you're starting to talk about a turnaround. Now, that in mind, who will prevail here tonight to start this 3-game series? Moreno with a 1-out walk, and Arenado will come to the plate.
Another walk by the relievers, and as good as Brock Burke has with the stuff, it's the walk rate. Walk rate's at 14.5.
Go ahead run aboard for Nolan Arenado. Strike one right down the pipe.
Usually when you make a great defensive play, you usually hit.
Arms taking off as Arenado flies this one foul. Long reach from Spencer Steer. Into the camera well, just out of his grasp.
Let's see how close Steer was to grabbing this. About a half a foot.
Yeah, I know.
Spencer Steer has played plenty of first base. And Arenado, you talked about his proficiency driving runners in. 1,200 career RBIs.
Ball.
He holds his swing on a slider and misses the zone. Season high 4 steals for the Diamondbacks. He only had 1 since May 29th coming in. And the runner was going again.
Yeah, healthy cut for Nolan too. He's starting to line up Brock Burke. 361 career homers to go with the 1,214 RBIs. And then you have the 10 straight gold gloves.
Runner goes again.
Ball.
Arenado holds his swing, and it's another stolen base for the Diamondbacks, their 5th tonight. Moreno with his 4th of the season.
It's not a great job, but Brock Burke is just a little bit slow to the plate. And for PJ Higgins, you just come right into the game and they steal on you, but you don't have much time to make a solid throw.
Not bad to get 4 stolen bases first couple months of the season from your catcher. He's in scoring position for Arenado. And the payoff pitch is popped up. Shallow right. Noelvi Marte is out to make the catch.
Burke just goes to his Osby pitch. Nolan frustrated.
0 for 4. Sac fly back in the 3rd, but a missed opportunity there. Be an intentional pass here for Vargas. And now Geraldo Perdomo.
That'll be fitting since he's been mic'd up. He's been the biggest cheerleader. He's the one that gets the big hit tonight.
Burke, World Series winner with the Rangers, facing the Diamondbacks back in 2023.
Foul ball right here.
Perdomo's in an 0-2 hole.
Just thinking about Tito Francona. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame manager. He avoids Vargas. Vargas hits .333 against lefties. Forces Perdomo to hit. You still have the force now at several bases. The numbers 206 batting average from Perdomo as a right-handed hitter. He's a much better hitter from the left side.
Two. Perdomo fouls this off. Terry Francona has had to pull a lot of levers. Let's be clear, both managers over the last month have had to do that. Trying to keep their respective teams afloat. Playoff chase. Another 0-2.
Ball.
Both teams have lost 10 of 13 coming in. Reds have fallen to 3 games under 500. Diamondbacks fallen 9.5 games out in the NL West. Game and a half out of the wild card.
Ball.
Perdomo lays off 2-2.
Perdomo still has more walks than punch-outs this year. So expect the ball in play. Good little battle between these two guys.
does Burke go on 2-2? Perdomo with a drive to left field. Dunn took a step back, and he dropped the ball. Moreno in to score, and the Diamondbacks take the lead.
I saw earlier in the week, Dunn in right field made a diving play to save the game for them, and tonight these are always hard in left field because you have topspin and you have to run full speed through it. You'll notice he starts to slow down, doesn't get his eyes completely behind the baseball, and just a sinking feeling for Dunn in left.
You all right? Nice stinger for you?
It's the worst. I feel for him.
Jordan Lawler now. Let's hear from Perdomo.
Vámonos, vámonos. Vámonos, coño. So.
They don't ask how. They only ask how many. Ball and 2 strikes to Lawler. Couple of stolen bases for Lawler. And a terrific play in center field. And Lawler, broken bat flare into right. That's down for a base hit. 2 runs will come home, and the Diamondbacks lead 5-2.
He finally got a hit with runners in scoring position. You take advantage of the error. And now you've added 3 runs on what could have been an inning-ending fly ball to left. How about the return for Jordan Lawler? Great defensive play in the outfield. Earlier, he's had just a last 2 at-bats, he's had a hit. But you could feel just the air sucked out of this stadium with the last 2 batters.
And you can see many fans heading to the exit.
Oh.
Snap throw to first. And Lawler is back.
I got you, Terry.
They had a bunch of fans sticking around for fireworks, and some of them just can't stomach it right now.
The Reds, who have not won a home series since May 10th. They've lost 7 of their last 11 home games. And now Groover with a drive to left field. That ball will be caught on the run by Dunn. But the damage is done. After his error in left, the Diamondbacks wind up with 3 in the 9th, and they lead 5-2. Telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
I just feel for Blake Dunn. I mean, this is every outfielder's biggest nightmare. The final out of an inning, you have the bottom of the 9th to score a run, walk him off. He ends up leading to 3 runs. And now the Diamondbacks call their closer, Paul Sewald.
Anything that can go wrong for the Reds has.
Yeah, Murphy's Law right there.
Defensive changes here for the Diamondbacks. Lawler moves to left. Jorge Barrosa enters the game as a defensive sub in center. Quickly 2 strikes to Dane Myers.
Well, Sewald's had such an interesting career. He spent first couple seasons with the New York Mets, goes to Seattle Mariners, and they dropped down his arm slot. Used to be around 30 degrees. They dropped him down to 15. And in the first spring training he joined the Mariners, they were like, hey, we think you have a chance to lower your arm slot, but you can throw this upshoot fastball, which is, at that time, not a lot of guys threw it. Turned his career around. He told me the first couple bullpen outings, the catcher would need to get down into a crouch. All he did was throw with the catcher standing up and hitting him in the head. So he got used to throwing fastballs from that slot.
Sewald has converted 15 of 16 save opportunities. Top 5 in the National League in saves this year. Myers fights this off.
He's had 101 career saves, and during that time with the Mets, he had 3. Mariners completely transformed Paul Sewald. And if you remember 2023, the Mariners were in a great position to get to the postseason, and they traded Paul to the Diamondbacks.
Ball.
And it sent the Mariners into a spiral, and actually helped the Diamondbacks get to the World Series.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Myers is fanned. 1 gone in the 9th.
There's that upshoot. Just out of the hand. You think he might have a chance for it. It's not overpowering velocity. That pitch was 90 miles an hour.
There's that breaking ball. Sweeper that comes in backdoor to the lefty. J.J. Bleday, 1 for 3. Hard contact. Picked up his 22nd extra base hit of the season. Bleday with a fly ball to right field. Carroll is there. 2 out.
Well, give me an idea of all the different release points tonight that the Diamondbacks have shown the Cincinnati Reds. From Ryan Thompson, that's the ball way off in the corner. Eduardo Rodriguez started. You got Loizaga, Taylor Clark, Kevin Ginkel, and now Paul Sewald. There's a reason why the league's hitting at such a low rate with the OPS numbers, batting average.
Final hope for the Reds is Sal Stewart. On the ground short. Perdomo to his right. And that does it. The Diamondbacks are back in the win column. Back above 500. They snap a 3-game losing streak and draw some groans from the Reds fans here in Cincinnati as the Reds fall to 4 games under 500. But Arizona finally getting some offense after their recent skid as they take game 1 of this series 5-2.
Oh, what a contrast in feels that you have. Diamondbacks, you feel like you stole one for the Reds. I mean, this bad week has gotten worse. just a sinking gut punch just based on how the last couple innings unfolded. Remember, the Reds had the bases loaded, 1 out in the first inning with a chance to draw blood, get a crooked number. Diamondbacks came back. And you run the starter out after 3 innings and you end up getting a win. Big win for the Diamondbacks, but on the other side, I mean, that's a devastating loss. You don't talk about gut punches too often, but that one hurt. And I see Blake Dunn right now still in the dugout looking out towards left field. Feel for him.
Reds fall to 10.5 back in the division. They stranded 10, went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. And the big play that changed the game came in the 9th in the outfield. Defensively, though, for Arizona, different story for their outfield. How about this play from Jordan Lawler in center? Our player of the game tonight, brought to you by PNC. Lawler at the plate, doing some damage as well. Couple of singles, drove in 2 in the 9th. And he's standing by downstairs with Trisha Whitaker.
All right, Jordan, you see the ball fall in left, you take the lead, then you tack on. This was your first game back after coming off the IL. How'd you not skip a beat?
I'm blessed. I got a good Lord and Savior, and all the credits to him, and then just coaches and the preparation. I believe in it, and I trusted in it today.
Okay, well, you certainly trusted in your body today because in the 4th inning, you made an absolutely unreal catch. How'd you do it? A leaping grab up against the wall?
Yeah, honestly, I just knew I was going to get a good break on it, solid, and took a peek at the wall real quick, and then knew I was probably hitting the wall. I just kind of put it all out there for Thompson there and try to help the team win.
You good? How you feel now?
Yeah, I'm chilling now. Yeah.
I got to ask about Nolan Arenado. That was an incredible play, a momentum shift for you guys. Does it ever get old watching him make those Hall of Fame Gold Glove caliber type of plays?
Absolutely not. No. Right when the ball got hit over there, I put my hand up, and I was just, it's such an amazing sight to see a player that good and that blessed and talented to continue to keep playing how he is at such a high level.
Future Hall of Famer?
Of course. Yeah.
We were talking to Torey Lovullo before the game, and he was telling us about how he knows this offense is capable of what you did tonight. How nice was it to see the lineup do what they did tonight?
Yeah, we just strung a few together and really just kept the mentality of pass to the next guy. Base to base, steal a couple, put some pressure on the defense, and just try to push as many across as we can.
All right, Jordan, congratulations. Thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Trisha. The Diamondbacks eke out a win. The Reds take a gut punch.
Yeah, so he needs to put an arm around Blake. That's baseball. It'll rip your heart out.
Blake Dunn, rookie, with a devastating mistake. The Diamondbacks winners tonight in Cincinnati, 5-2 the final. We'll be right back. Look back at our pregame predictions presented by BetMGM. None of them hit. Corbin Carroll only with 1 total base. Sal Stewart also over. And we did not hit the over in terms of runs here today. Let's take a look back at Geraldo Perdomo. Best of mic'd up here tonight.
Oh my God. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Sal, welcome back. Wow.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, love you too. Love you too. Challenger. No, because I got a really good look.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
You
I say right away, yeah. But you don't listen. Sometimes when I say like this, between. How about Gino? So, Apple TV, what you want?
Bro, how they watch it? Apple Watch.
The Apple Watch, you want the Apple Watch? And without? Airport?
In airport.
Okay, the big one or the small one?
The small one.
Small one, okay. They got it. They got you.
Right.
They're gonna send to you.
I don't believe
I guarantee you.
When they see my locker, I believe.
Okay, and they're gonna send you a card, and they're gonna say, you know what they're gonna say? Varga, Idemaro Varga. Thank you for being a great teammate. This gift comes from Apple TV.
We need to Get that guy some swag.
I mean, like, if he does get a card that says you're a great teammate, Apple Watch, AirPods, that would be the best.
Yeah. Arizona and Perdomo's included in this. Stellar defensively tonight.
This has been a really good defensive game for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah, Jordan Lawler making one of the few starts he's had in center field. Super athletic. I mean, that is risky life and limb running into the wall. And then, of course, with the game on the line, don't hit it to that guy. Do not hit it to the future Hall of Famer, Nolan Arenado, because you're going to be out.
Arenado with an absolutely Hall of Fame worthy play. And then the top of the ninth, the other side of the coin defensively is what happened to Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was another walk in there, and then with Gerardo Perdomo, Brock Burke's fighting Perdomo. Perdomo doesn't punch out, hits the ball left field, top spin, and Blake Dunn just does not run through the baseball. This is a couple days after making a game-saving catch, and you feel for him. And then, of course, Jordan Lawler, ball off the end of the bat, take advantage of it, and just like that, the Diamondbacks had that 3-run lead, and it was over. And you could feel within the stadium, I mean, gut punch, air sucked out, and you feel for Blake Dunn. I mean, we've all been there, but you always feel somewhat responsible in a game like that, and you feel for him.
Take a look at the wild card standings as of right now, and neither of these teams are on the page. Arizona at least getting a half game back with the live standings as of right now, but Padres are picking up steam. The Phillies, who after firing Rob Thompson had that massive turnaround under Don Mattingly, so there's a little bit of separation going on right now in the wild card, and every single win is important. Cincinnati, this is one they want back. Arizona, this is one they needed.
Yeah, well, for Arizona, this is a really nice win, especially given the fact that Eduardo Rodriguez only lasted 2 2/3 of an inning, and you were able to use the bullpen right where you wanted it. And then on the other side, man, for Cincinnati, they have to just hold on as long as they can until they can get to full strength, but these losses are piling up on them.
A lot of gut punches for this Reds team in a short period of time. Diamondbacks will be with us next Friday, part of our doubleheader on Apple TV. We get things started with the Battle of Missouri, the Cardinals and the Royals at 8 Eastern time, and then the Twins and the Diamondbacks out west. For other scores, highlights, and the latest news from around Major League Baseball, check out the Sports tab in the Apple News app. Thank you to our tech manager, Charlie Bebier, for all of his great work this season. For Ryan Spilborgs, Trisha Whitaker, and our entire crew, this is Alex Faust. We thank you for watching Apple TV Friday Night Baseball. We'll see you next week in Kansas City. Have a great night, everyone.